Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, the one people of Tube. Hope you're today within grand knowledge when you would. Hi there, and welcome to Q&A Wednesday. Let's get to the first question, shall we? Okay, so question one today is, do you listen to The Clash, and what is your favourite song? I'm not sure if you mean what's my favourite song by The Clash, but I do listen to The Clash a lot. I love The Clash. I grew up listening to... My dad's a big kind of punk music fan, so I listened to a lot of The Clash when I was young. And I grew up, and oddly enough, the first time I saw Joe Strummer play, I thought he was the coolest guy I've ever seen in the world. He was wearing a black shirt with a red collar that was turned up, white jeans, and had a Telecaster, had sunglasses on, and this big kind of big hair he had at the time. And they were playing Tommy Gun, and I was just like, that is the coolest guy I've ever seen in my life, and I wanted to be him. So he was kind of like the first rock star I wanted to be, really, Joe Strummer. So The Clash are kind of very near and dear to me. Favourite song by The Clash, I've kind of got two. One is Tommy Gun, just love that song, it's an amazing song. And another one is Rudy Can't Fail. So those two are my favourite songs, and yeah, I love The Clash. I just, you know, how can you not love The Clash? They're so cool. Okay, so moving on to question two. What do I recommend to buy, new guitar or new amp? It kind of depends on what you've got already. If you've got a guitar you really like, I would say you obviously want to get a new amp. If you've got an amp you really like, I would say get a new guitar. It's you know, I can't think that you know, I don't know. It's kind of hard to answer that question, not knowing what you've got really, or you know, if you're happy with what you've got. But I would say that's kind of like a rule of thumb. Is kind of like if you've got a guitar you really love and you get on with and you like the sound of. Getting a new amp, I just heard a noise in my house and that was a bit creepy. Anyway, yeah, if you've got a really good guitar you love, getting a really, you know, spending money on a really good amp will kind of like, you know, just make that better. If you've got an amp you really love, getting a new guitar will just, you know, make that better as well, I would say. So, yeah, so that'd be my advice is, yeah, if you've got a good amp, get a new guitar. If you've got a good guitar, get a new amp. Okay, question three. Now, opinions on Josh Klinghoffer. I love Josh in John's solo stuff, some of the stuff that Dot Hacker do, Ataxia. I love him singing in Ataxia. Some of his singing in Ataxia, and his drumming. His drumming's amazing. I love Josh Klinghoffer's drumming. But I don't like him in the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't like his use of effects. I don't like the fact he's not very melodic. I don't like his attitude towards playing those songs. You know, this is only my opinion. I'm not saying, like, you know, he's rubbish, because he's very far from being a rubbish guitarist or a rubbish performer or whatever. I personally don't feel he has what Hillel and John had, which is that kind of Hendrixy melodic sense. He doesn't have that kind of thing, and he's very, very sparse with his guitar playing. He doesn't play guitar a lot, and when he does, there's a lot of effects going on, there's a lot of kind of glitchy kind of sounds. I just don't feel it fits the Chili Peppers. I mean, granted, I'm sure they wanted to go in a different direction with Josh, and they have to accommodate him, but you know, I don't like him in the Chili Peppers. I watched the Chili Peppers gig the other day, and I had to turn it off. If I'm being perfectly honest, I had to turn it off. It was just making me cringe. They were just lifeless, and there was some times where Josh would do something, and the band would look at him like, "What are you actually doing?" And there was a bit in Scar Tissue. It came up to the solo. Came up to that bit of the solo, and he just kind of hit an A note or something, and it was an open string. It went like, it was like that, and it was just this atonal thing with loads of delay on it, and I was just literally like, that's not the Chili Peppers sound to me. It never, you know, it's not what I would associate the Chili Peppers with. It's too erratic. Like, Hillel didn't do that kind of thing, John didn't do that kind of thing, Dave Navarro didn't do that kind of thing, Eric Marshall didn't do that kind of thing. You know, it's not really the Chili Peppers, it's more a kind of, I get it's a different approach. I'm totally down with that thing, but it doesn't, It does. I just don't like it, you know. But I love the man. I love his playing, and I love his drumming more than I like his guitar playing, though. And his singing. I love his singing as well. But yeah, so that's my opinion on Josh. Yeah, for what it's worth. So yeah, let's move on to question 4 now. Okay, so question 4 is how many guitars do I have in my collection and what strings do I use? The strings I have always used, well, not always used, but for the longest time I've used Diodario's 10 to 46s on my Strats and 9 to 42s on my Les Pauls. I just prefer lighter strings on Les Pauls. I can't. I've got 10s on my Lemon Drop at this point in time, and I just don't like them. I don't get on with them at all. I've actually stopped playing the guitar because of it. So I need to get some 9s back on that so I can, you know, enjoy playing it again. Because it's just, I just don't get on well with it. But on my Strats, it's always been 10 to 46s. I did use Ernie Ball for a very long time, but I killed them very fast. They died very fast and they become very dull. Whereas Diodario seemed to last the longest to me, and they just sound better. They're a warmer, fatter sound to me. Ernie Balls seem a bit brash to me. And I've tried a couple of other strings as well, Elixir strings and some of the others, but I'd always come back to Diodarios. I just love Diodario strings, and if it ain't broken, don't fix it, kind of thing. That's kind of the way I look at it. So that's what strings I use. How many guitars in my collection? I've got quite a lot, but that's thinning out literally as we speak, as I'm selling loads of stuff at this point in time to try and help fund the 62. I'm selling basically 3/4 of my guitar collection off at this point in time, and my pedals and amps. I'm getting rid of everything I can that won't hinder me in the long run to help try and fund this 62 Strat that, you know, would be life-changing for me to own. So, and I know it's caused a bit of a... Someone put it caused a storm in a teacup, and I can't think of a better analogy than that. It's exactly what's happened. It's caused chaos, and it's caused me to lose a lot of sleep. But anyway, it's not about that. Let's not delve into that. But I say my guitar collection is thinning out, so I can't really answer that question at this point in time, as I'm selling a lot of guitars. I'll probably have about 6 or 7 by the end of the guitar cull at this point in time, you know. But is it worth it for the guitar? Yes, it is. So you know, and I can't, you know, just quickly before I go on to question 5, I cannot thank everybody enough out there for donating. It means the absolute world to me. I can't believe where it's got to already. You're all just the best thing in the world. You really are. It's incredible. You really are the best people in the world, and it really restores faith in humanity that people are willing to do that for somebody. You know, it really is incredible. So thank you very much indeed, and I hope I answered your question. So let's move on to question 5 now. The question 5 is, how do you make the throw away your television sound? I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so to throw away your television sound, John's using a slapback delay for the those bits, set to 1 repeat. Just like he plays the string once and it repeats it. But and obviously there's a phaser in the chorus which he controls via expression pedal. But the solo sound is called a step filter. I don't know what it's called on the line 6. I think it's called like an Obi-Wah, but I could be totally wrong. I don't actually have one. But on my Zoom pedal I've got a step filter, and it's... So it's called a step filter, and it basically just kind of like takes the waveform of your sound and just kind of makes it do this, and it just you can hear it going, you know, the best kind of way to hear it stepping up and down is to, well, it's kind of like hear it is with feedback. So if I kind of just click this on, so you can kind of hear that it altering the like the kind of like the sound thing, but you've got your original sound in there as well. It just kind of goes over the top, and it's called a step footer. So that's how you make the throwaway television sound. It's a very kind of common effect in kind of multi-effects units. There's not many multi-effects units I've found that don't have it. So yeah, so I hope I answered that one. And the final question today is question 6. Did I study music at university? What did I involve? What was it like? I first just studied music just because, on my own, because it was just something that really piqued my interest. And obviously, you know, guitar. I just wanted to play guitar. It connected with me before. You know, it just. I always say the guitar found me. I didn't find it. You know, at the point in time, it was about it found me. So I kind of started off just kind of like teaching myself and having people kind of point me in the right direction. But then I went to a music college where I did 3 years at a music college, and in that time obviously I was learning stuff outside it, and I've got to say I think I learnt more from playing, because I started gigging like 6 months after I started playing, and I think I learnt a lot more from gigging and just basically just like sitting with the guitar for hours on end, just playing along with my favourite songs, than I did kind of through in a classroom, so to say. But and I would sit and I would learn things, and then I got into Yngwie Malmsteen and I'd learn his things, and I got into kind of Jimi Hendrix after that, and I was already into John Frusciante. But I learned a lot while I was at college, and it was really, really cool. It was nice to be able to kind of jam with like-minded musicians. Well, some were like-minded when I first went, but anyway, that's another story for another time. But it was really cool. I enjoyed it. It was really nice. There was a real sense of community at the college I went to, a massive sense of community. We're a big kind of family, let's say. So it was really, really cool. So yeah, I hold very that was kind of like a really good period of in my life. What did it involve? It was it just took kind of a lot of theory and learning how to kind of like, you know, organise and arrange events, and like it was music theory, and obviously the most important thing was performance. So yeah, I mean, and that was back in 2004. Yeah, 2004 was when I first went to college. So I've been playing guitar like 3 years by that point. I've got actually on DVD a gig that I might upload it to YouTube one day, who knows. But yeah, it was kind of like, there was a lot of theory, there was a lot of kind of practical stuff of learning, you know, there was that kind of like performance side of it, of learning songs and playing them live as well. So yeah, it was awesome, and I would definitely recommend it. I really would recommend it if someone wants to go. I also went to the Institute of Contemporary Music in London, where I lived for a year, and that was awesome. That was, again, there was a really strong community there between the group I was in. Massive, like we were all really good friends, and I'm still in touch with quite a few people I was at the college with, so you know, it was really cool, and I really enjoyed it. It's just the fact that unfortunate that some things got in the way and caused me to have to leave early, but you know, such is life. But anyway, yeah, it was worth it. I would definitely recommend it because it is good fun, and you kind of learn a lot. You can jam a lot with people and just have fun, you know, with making music, which is what it's all about. So yeah, it's worth it. I hope I answered your question. Anyway, I might be a bit vague, but hopefully I answered your question. Anyway, yeah, so that's it for this Q&A Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's answered your questions okay. Like again, I've got to say thank you very much for everyone who's donating to me on my GoFundMe. I don't have the words. I don't know quite what to say. I don't know how to articulate what I want to say. I really don't. It's incredible. It really is incredible. I didn't expect it, and I think that's what's really nice about it. You know, I've got to say I didn't expect some of the abuse and stuff I've got either, but I expected a backlash, but not quite like the one I've got. But you know, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again on Friday for that beastly little thing. Yeah, have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Goodbye now.